Here's the story as to why I quit taking Accutane. Accutane, if you don't know, it was a popular drug in the late 90s, early 2000s. At least that's when I took it. And most of the folks that I know that did take it took it around that time frame as well. And it was an acne medication. And at that point, I was in desperate pursuit of clear skin. I was around 18 or 19 years old when I took it. And I quit taking it because it was killing me. Now, when I say that, there were tests that I had to do, blood tests that I had to do monthly to make sure that I can still safely take it without my doctor saying, hey, this is getting to a dangerous level and we gotta pull you off. So I went about 6 months before that time came where my liver enzymes started to, demonstrate something. I can't even tell you exactly what. If I did some research, I could probably figure it out. But nevertheless, the doctors took me off of it. And at that point, I wasn't really feeling anything, but those negative symptoms were coming soon. So a month or so after I stopped taking it, that's when my side effects really kicked in full force. I don't know if I would have stayed on it, that would have suppressed the symptoms, but I started having major digestive issues. What now I know would have been diagnosed as ulcerative colitis. And when those symptoms started, I didn't connect the dots. I was 19, I wasn't very in tune with my body, to be honest, but I wasn't really connecting that this medication that I had just been on was causing this issue. I thought it just came out of nowhere, but there was a moment that I could imagine clear as day. I was in college, I was getting ready for the day, I was having my breakfast and watching SportsCenter as I used to do. That was my morning routine, no meditation, nothing really mindful, but just catching up on the latest sports highlights. And during one of the commercials, boom, on the screen, it said, if you've been diagnosed with Crohn's or ulcerative colitis after taking Accutane, call this number, there's a class action lawsuit. And I saw that and I was like, okay, that sounds like me. I didn't pursue the lawsuit, I didn't do any of that stuff, but I was like, oh, I guess this is a common thing. This wasn't just a chance that I was experiencing this. A lot of people were experiencing it. And so that led me down a path in which I met my first chiropractor. I started getting adjusted, and my body and my health started to, repair and heal, and my digestive function improve. All of those things happened in a cascade of the next, 2 to 3 years. But to be honest, that's kind of starting the story in the middle. Let's go back to the very beginning. Why was my gut already prone for this? Well, I was a kid that was on a lot of antibiotics because of ear infections. Those ear infections were recurrent every other month. I was, 3 to 4 years old, and it was just ongoing, and I was just taking this medication, amoxicillin, and then some other one that tasted worse. But they were antibiotics for ear infections. So now, as we work with kids, and if they're on meds, I've got all these thoughts in my mind of like, how do we get the body healing naturally? How do we get them off of these meds faster? Not just because of the side effects that could come with them now, but what that means for that child in the future, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Because for me, I would say that the apex of that, those negative symptoms happened after Accutane, but the chemical toxicity that led up to it started way, way earlier. So now, whether it's ear infections or, other immune issues, maybe it's straight up digestive issues, or it's, asthma, allergies, eczema, whatever the meds are, just know that the body's processing them. It's got a memory of them. It's going to keep holding on to them. And the issue may be resolved in the short term, but that may mean future challenges down the road. So the best we can do to get our kids off of meds that are just dealing with right now symptoms and figuring out why the body is creating that symptom in the first place will take them so much further in their health and in their life as they grow and develop. So that, my friends, is why I quit taking Accutane. And since then, I have not taken another medication since. And that, my friends, is why I quit taking Accutane. My body was rejecting it. It led to chaos, and it put me on this path to now help kids way before they get to these problems. So if you've got a kid that's dealing with some of that stuff, or know a kid that's on these meds that probably shouldn't be, the least we can do is do an assessment. Let's see what's going on. If we're not near you and you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, tag us below, DM us. We'll help you find someone that can help your child. So if you got any questions, if you've been on Accutane yourself and had some crazy experiences, put them down below. It just might help someone else in the comments. See y'all later. Bye.